quickly, let me just tell you, wow, what an awesome situation's beginning to develop. But snow, they're calling it Snowmageddon. Snowmageddon. I'm sitting there looking at an article right here. Snowfall totals have been scaled back a little in Seattle, but they're still calling this Snowmageddon. Where? Seattle, Washington. What? I got a son in the U.S. Army stationed on base at Fort Lewis, Washington. Got some great supporters up in the Seattle area. I was up there just this past August in Seattle, meeting with some of them at the Cheesecake Factory, having coffee. Imagine that, having coffee. Even Carrie of Bellingham, Washington showed up and brought me one of my own. Are you serious? Jesus Saves coffee cup so I could drink it in the restaurant. What? It did make the Cheesecake Factory coffee taste better. Seattle's best is up there. They're talking a lot of stuff. Back to the snow. Seattle residents bracing for an epic storm on Wednesday may now only see up to 6 inches. That's still a lot of snow, folks, in Seattle, Washington. 6 inches? Are you serious? That's epic. That is epic. That's Snowmageddon. The 6 inches snowfall, while towns in southwest interior of Washington are likely to be slammed with a foot or more. And I know for sure that Bellingham, Washington, yesterday was up to a foot. I don't know what all they got. Now, in the greater Seattle area, about 1 to 2 inches of snow fell, dusting the ground in early mornings. But 3 to 6 inches were expected. It got up over 6 to 7 inches, folks. Typically, Seattle only sees about 6 to 7 inches a year. Not in one snowfall. What's going on? There was 18 feet of snow up there in Alaska. But it was 61 degrees here in Indiana yesterday morning. Indiana? 61 degrees in northern Indiana? Yeah, that's before it turned 18 degrees this morning. Yesterday morning, I'm out walking my little dog. It was 61 degrees. And I said, this feels like an April morning. Birds were chirping. Chipmunks were running. Bunnies were hopping. And this morning I go out to walk the dog. It's 18 degrees. And the windshield made it feel like 4 above. How do you have such drastic changes everywhere constantly? And what about the 5th largest tree in the world down there in Florida? Died. It was somehow it just caught on fire and burnt to the ground. It just burnt and fell and just destroyed it. It was 3,500 years old. It was the 5th largest tree in the world. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. You got to just take a look at these weather patterns and begin to ask yourself, what's going on? You see, in the greater Seattle area, the National Weather Service meteorologist, Dustin Guy, is a little bit stunned at this storm. Residents are preparing, though, for up to 20 inches of snow on this Snowmageddon. And with reports that has already fallen in some areas in the Seattle area, outlying areas, of 12 to 15 inches of snow just south of the capital city of Olympia. And I've been down there too. That's a nice area. So, look, folks, this thing is getting ugly with snow in Seattle. I'm Paul Begley. Stay with us. We're all over these biblical prophecies where the scriptures shared with us that we would see strange things. The Bible even tells us that the earth is going to begin to reel and rock, shake, if you will, like a drunken man. And we're already seeing that happening. The huge earthquake and tsunami that hit Indonesia back in 2004, and the big earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan in 2011, 7 years apart, but they have knocked the earth off its axis now by over 9 inches. This is affecting the weather patterns to some degrees. Now, I know there's going to be folks going to start hollering HARP and Project Bluebeam and other things. And there may be some effect on weather by that, but it'll be minute. It's sort of like global warming. The effect of actual man-made carbons changing the weather on the earth is minute compared to the volcanic activity that's erupting around the world. There's more toxins go into the sky when Mount St. Helens blew in 1980 than 50 years of the industrial complex prior to that. that man could make collectively around the world. So understand what I'm telling you. When 20 volcanoes become from dormant to active in Japan, when 25 volcanoes that were dormant become active and are rumbling in Indonesia, and all around the globe, that is where you're starting to see the levels of toxicity begin to rise. And it's also why maybe you're hearing the certain strange sounds of the apocalypse. I'm getting confirmation from people who have been contacting me in Michigan. 2 different people in Michigan confirming sounds of the apocalypse. Northern Indiana, even in the town where I pastor, they're hearing sounds. Folks are hearing sounds in all throughout the nation of Costa Rica. It's just going around the world. 7 nations, Canada, 7 nations specifically are hearing sounds of the apocalypse. Dead birds, dead fish, dead cows. We've known that was going to happen. The Bible prophesied that in Hosea chapter 4, verses 1, 2, and 3 in my book I wrote last year. And I told you that when that started to happen in Beebe, Arkansas, when that started happening in Beebe, Arkansas, it wasn't going to stop. And it didn't. Birds dying all over the world. Fish washing up on the banks. Cattle pitching over dead. Buffalo by the thousands in Vietnam. 7,000 bald eagles gathering like scavengers to eat the carcasses of dead rats in Vancouver, Canada. That all happened last year. This year you've seen another 5,000 blackbirds fall out of the sky in Beebe, Arkansas. 20 tons of dead fish wash up on the shores in Norway, only to have 4 days later that they vanished. And they're not floating on top of the ocean. Where'd they go? Even the ones were way up on the bank. 165 elephants and hippos fell dead in Zimbabwe. There's a lot of stuff going on. But the Bible said it would happen. And I wrote the book about it last year. And you can find out more about this book if you go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. There's a lot to talk about. Hey, you can be watching today's 3-hour radio program. I'm live on www.libertybroadcastingnetwork.com. That's www.libertybroadcastingnetwork.com. You can go there today, get in the chat room, or maybe if you want to, and it's also streaming live, so you can watch the program, like it's called LBN TV, or you can watch it on Justin.tv, or you can listen to it on your Android, your cell phones, your Palm Pilots, all your gadgets. Bluetoothing it in your car or truck down the road. Any way and every way possible, you can get a hold of the program today. And I want you to do that. It's called The Coming Apocalypse, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be right back. Stay with me. If you're not saved, this is the day of salvation. Today's the day. How do you get saved? Call upon the name of the Lord, and you shall be saved. With the heart man believes to righteousness, and with the mouth confessions made unto salvation. I want you to call upon Jesus, and do it now. And if you want me to help you, I can. I can help you. We've had 22 salvations already this year, 650 in less than a year total. And I'd like for you to be the next one to get saved. Send me a personal message and title it right here on this YouTube channel in the personal inbox. Click it and title it, I want to be saved. I want to be saved. I'll be right back in Jesus' name.